It's Madhu here. Welcome to Web Development course day 20. Today we are going to discuss about how to connect the database to frontend or how to display the database data into the frontend. Let's get started. Before we start, I want to just give you overview of what we are going to discuss. This course may take a little while. Now, this customize. No. This is not like customize. Let me correct this first, and I say connect database connect database to frontend. Or display data to frontend. Let me change this a bit and say display display data to frontend. This means displaying data to frontend actually means from the database, as the subtopic say, connecting database to the to frontend. Now, how do we connect the database to the frontend? This is very unique and very tricky discussion. You ought to be very keen, and we are going to I'm going to make you understand everything. Today I'm approaching the visual rather than doing, because 90% it will tend when you see, and when you do 100%. So it's you to practice this for that, for it to stick. Now, it is possible to display the data from the database to the front end. That means whenever you see something being displayed on the web page, actually the best website, they have their database where all these things are coming from. Now, then the problem, and it comes to be how to connect this to the database. We have things like Jija. We remember this is a Python course, and web development with Python. We are not going to use JavaScript, and actually JavaScript we are using it is incorporated with the Bootstrap, but we are not going to write any JavaScript throughout this course. Now, this is made possible. How it is made possible? We apply API. API endpoints like transferring data through JSON file, transferring data through HTML and XML. All those are very stable, well known from the before. How we used to transfer the data from one to another across the net. For our case, we are building social media. Let's say, for example, we have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, that I love, uh, and others. It is possible, and it is possible to get that data from the database and send it to the web page where people can now see. That is made up possible because of the application of APIs. But now the API here it is a little local because we are just getting the local to the local, like getting the database locally, bringing it to the front end locally. But when you deploy our website, now it becomes very, very API applied in detail. Now, because of that, let's say the problem we are solving today is that about how to be able to display those data in database to the front end. Remember, every post has got its ID. So what is ID? ID is like a unique identifier, primary key for that matter. Those who take Word, those who take Microsoft Office like Excel, they know this. It is and also Access. It is database that is building with the computer that come from the Microsoft. Now, when you use primary key, that means it is a unique identity of a particular object, of a particular person, of a particular information. So if you can know all IDs, then you can know the number of posts someone did or posted. And now you can get to know, oh, someone posted 4 posts, for example, or you can say someone posted 20 posts, for example. So you can now able to get each one according to the number because the database are stored in they are stored in a table. Like we are going to show that shortly. They are stored in a tableized manner in which they are displayed number 1, 2, 3, 4 according to how they are. Now, and those posts from the database we are getting them in form of ID. And that ID, for example, I am Muduchalo. That ID, it is number 1. Then number 2, I am from Kenya, Nairobi. Then number 3, I code using Python. Then number 4, I am also data analyst. So you see, these are 4 articles. They are going to come one by one, all of them being displayed on the screen, actually on the website. And therefore, on the website page, it is displayed. Now, in order to achieve this, we are going to work with the following. One, we are going to work with the Django tablet. We are going to work with the mini project app that we created very long time ago about day 3 and how we show you how to create the main application, and then we shall also going to be dealing with the application where the models are hosted. Actually models are, don't confuse the models, because models are actually known by Java. Those people who program with Java, they are actually aware of the models, but it's still in Python we do models, and this one is whereby the data is going to be a schema. It's like a schema in which we write in JavaScript, not JavaScript, in Python, and send this back information to the database. It is actually simple as that. We are going to see them in details just a few minutes. So now, having said all that, let's get started. Now, let me open my project. And this is my project. Remember, I'm using the PyCharm, and this is the very best for the Python coders or Python expert. I love it because it's just cool. It is coming from JetBrains, and they make things which are very professional. Now, this is model that we have just talked about. If you look at this model, today we are not going to code, don't hate me for that. We are going to just to see things and explain things in clear. And so it is better because this is a topic that is very tricky. Now, uh, class. This is a class, and class means actually data where the model is going to be hosted. Remember, we talked about types of casing. We talked about casing known as Kemo. We talked about casing known as Pascal. We talked casing known as Snake or Python. Now, all classes all over the world across the programmers, it is very prominent that the Pascal is used to actually the Pascal casing is used in the naming of the classes. Room, post. When you look at that, remember we said every word is capitalized. So room R is capital and post is capital. Nothing like space, nothing like underscore. It is only capitalizing the first word, and that is a cap is actually a Pascal casing. Then it is followed by models dot model. This model dot model, it is coming from the Django. It is coming from the Django building model. We do not build it ourselves. It is already built in as it comes packed in the Django. So we can say, and you can see here at the top from. You can see at the top from Django DB import models. From Django DB import model. This is Django database. DB stands for database, and from Django code alter. Just forget about this one. This one is for next time. But what we are seeing here, we are saying the models are coming build up. We don't build models; they are in a particular manner built in automatically. What we do, we just import it into our project from the Django. We insert this one long time ago. Now let's come down and continue with our discussion. We have already known models, and models are coming from the Django. And our dot model, this model now, it is what we are going to do here. Now you can see host. Host, host is a name. Actually, we call this one a variable. A variable, it is something that stores information about something. So our host is a variable, department is a variable, title is a variable, and host is a variable that is storing foreign key. This foreign key, forget about the foreign key for now. Department, forget about department for now. Title, yeah. Now let's get into the title. Title, it is also a variable that is storing the models, and it is storing the models, which is called the character field. Car field, this one means that you are going to put character, you are going to put anything in danger, whichever the thing. There is a dialog box that is coming and it prompt you to enter some information, and maximum information is about 255. When you go 256, it will not work. It will actually give no feedback. Why is this maximum 255? This one is to prevent those people who make the web launch maliciously through pumping a lot of information. So we limit the number of information that can be sent. That's why we have the maximum length. Topic. Topic is just a topic and is also having the character field. You can say topic like let's learn Python topic let's learn pandas topic and topic, but now we are limiting the user not to exceed 255 characters. Then we have subtopic, and here is now a different thing here. This one, subtopic, it is a character field, and you can see the maximum length is 255. Then the null is true, and the blank is true. What do we mean by these two things here? The first one is null true. Null, it is null means to the database. When you want to make it null, when you want to leave the database without subtopic at the administration side, it is okay. It can allow you to go and present to next next line, and actually it is be able to be blank. For your information, if you leave it in blank in this side, the content it will be showing none, and none it is N-O-N-E. Then we have blank, and this one it is now the blank means when someone else is interacting with the website, someone is want to send something into your database, or someone you have the form to collect some information. So this form, when you get into the internet and you are filling something like your name, your admission number, your so things like email and so forth, there is a blank, there is a text where you are being told this cannot be a blank, this cannot be left blank. So if it's, for example, an email, you must get the email. Now the blank true means when you are in the net, you can make it not to be true, actually to leave it blank, and things will be okay. It's not going to provoke you or force you to make that blank having something. Then we have URL image. These are images, and now you can see the model has changed to image field, and this one it is image. That is also null and true. You can leave or not. Look at this. This one is a very big topic. We shall discuss about it later. Then the body, and the body is text field. Text field. Text field is whereby you put the text. Like in Facebook, most people are there. That's why I'm giving example in Facebook. So you see somewhere where you can type so much words, so much letters, meaning. So this is a very important section when it comes to the models. So you can see null is true and blank is true. So that means you can either make it a null, or you can make it blank. When you say null is when administrator is working on database backend. You can decide not to input anything there, and the blank it is when the client it is on other side making the filling in something. You can also decide not to put anything there, and the form will be authenticated. Updated, this is now the very big deal. Updated and created means updated. Every time you make a change, or you change something, then the date must be captured. So this models actually is datetime field, and datetime field it is whereby auto now is true. Auto now it is true because it is just now. All other things time that was being done and recorded must be overwritten by the time that has been updated. Then created, this created on. You can say created on, you can say updated on. So created on, this is a date which this thing was first launched. That date, it cannot change. That's why we are saying auto now hand is true. So it is it will not be altered whatever the means. So that means it will be actually like that throughout the day. Even if it is updated, it will remain that date of the first time. Now we have the meta. We have meta. Meta means change. So meta is changing. We are changing. Yeah, let me not talk about this right now, but I will show you later. Now that is all about models. Remember, these models we build it in this one, in this application. This application or this Django app. This one is not the main Django because we cannot see settings here. There is no setting, so this is a secondary. This is actually a lesser app. It's not the main. That's what I mean. Now let's click that, and we are done with that. Now what is remaining is something that is called main project. So when you go to the main project, we define the create view when all the data will be displayed. So this is now our main folder. Can you see? It has got settings, it has got everything. Remember, this has no views. Views is the one that you create. I created a view for this course just for you. So views then don't come with the, but there are so many ways in which anyone can decide to work with Django. Just my preference that I want to work on within the main folder. But it's your choice. You can still create this home within the secondary or the other folders that come after the main folder. So let's open this one, and you can see something we have done here. Remember, we said there was a shortcut called render. Remember that in the last previous lesson. And this actually what means, it means to render the HTML, to render. And I was also saying this render, it is like Ginger. When you are using the Flask, you can use Ginger in Flask, but here we are going to use the request. So when we are going to make this one from Nduke models import room post, that is the deal. We are going back to where our model is. Keep that in mind, and that is in the education Duke app. And Duke app has got models inside it. These models, and these models, we have the class, which is room post, and this room post models, it has got all these, right? Then we bring it on the views, like we say from educ models. Check, it is from education. This one educ is shortcut for education. Educ app dot, go to models. Then within the models, what are we going to import from the models? We are going to import room post. That's why we have them there. Then okay, then we come back here and then we continue. Now we already imported our room post from the edu models. Now, having done that, now this is where, uh, don't ask about this one. The second one, it is for next time. Don't ask why are we not talking about it. Now we do something called fuse. We create fuse. The fuse is like in JavaScript field is like uh, uh, the HTML, the web page. But now here we define it because we are using Python. We have to define it like this. Define this function. This is actually a function which is defined and is called home. So home, it is a function, and we are going to request this home to be displayed on the home page, on the web page, right? Now, room post is equal to all this. What is it that we are talking about here? This is a variable. This variable is storing room post dot objects dot all. This actually is borrowing everything from Java. So if you have the basics of Java, you are very good here. So room post, remember it is this one, and this one is coming from, let me show you something. Yeah, it's coming from here. And this one, it is the educ r actually this one is not it is from educ application. So all these things that are room posts that has got them, we are bringing them into our home. Remember this home page, so that's why we need to be careful here, because this one confuses a lot of students. So this is home object.all, like that, and this is a function which means call those projects, call them. This is a call function, and we are calling all those things, and all those things are, let me show you another one more time. Let me go here, control click. Yeah, we come here and say all those things that should be seen in the home page is host, department, title, topic, subtopic, right? Let's go back. Now, department, we are not going to talk about it right now. Now we have another thing called context. And context here, it is a room post, room post. Now, this is a deal here. And we use return, render. This render has got its work. You see, it is from Django shortcuts import render. We also have HTTP response, but that one is now very tiresome. It is just I told you this course is a bit advanced, so it is not for very basics, very beginners. So it a bit advanced. So if you want to know something like HTTP for beginners and how this thing is being connected simply in a simple way, go and search on HTTP response, and then you get to understand. But this one is just a standard manner. So render, we come and return the render, and we get that request from here. We are requesting this thing from the view home. Then you request home.html and then the context. And the context, inside the context we have room posts, and room post is room post.object.all, all of them that are in the database, and then context. This context will be displayed on the HTML page when we open our website. Now, that is how we do it. Now, let's register this into URL so that it can be displayed, or that can be added over to the to the view. Now, how do we display this? You know, the meaning of URL. URL means uniform resource locator. So, uniform resource location, and therefore we have from Django contrib import and min. You know that last time we talked about and min page, and we could customize the admin where data is stored. Then from Django URLs import path, and this path, it is the path that we also imported in the in here, this URL, this one, right? Okay, let's not talk about this now. Then let's go back to URLs here, and we say include. This include, it is this one here, this one here, path include, and URL pattern is path admin. That one is for admin. Path dash. This means there is no default page that is going to load because it's empty. Now what we want it happen, it is the home, and this home, it is going to be given a name home. So views.home means go to views, bring home here. Go to views, bring home. In what? In this site, so that it can be displayed online. Now, after all that, we also have name. This name, it refers to name where we can be using it in reference of what we have done, or in case of any URL, when you want to connect any URL or to refer any URL or to navigate to this URL in future, you can just use and this one will be very, very efficient. Instead of changing everything here, you just give this URL path a name, and that name is and anything that you want to get in future, you'll just go and you refer navigation URL to the that is it. Someone is asking about this one. This one include your and you URLs, for those who are curious to know, but it's not for today's lesson. And just say this one, because of this include, we are including the other application which is secondary to the main one. This is main application whereby we is called P Educar. That's our main application in Django project. Then we have another application such as Educar. So this Educar to be actually known by this main, we have to import this it like this. That's why it is here. But we shall deal with it in future. Now, what we have done, it is almost everything. We have dealt with views, and we have seen the render. We have seen we have to import this room post. We have seen we have to define the views, and we give it a function request, and then we create a variable where we are storing the room post, all of them from the database. Oh yeah, I have not shown you the database. Okay, I'm going to just show you database shortly. Then we have seen the URL. URL, we are saying we are importing the path, we are importing the admin, we are importing the views. These views, remember, we this dot I already said about it. It can be a dot like that, can be dot like with space. So it doesn't matter. From import views, the views are this one, and the views are this OM. In fact, it's the OM that we are going to import into the URL. So views.om, it is coming because we are importing the views, and this dot, it means from the current folder or from the same application. This app, it hasn't got views, it hasn't got URLs. So in the URLs, we want to bring these views into it, and we are doing it through here. From current folder, import views, and path blank, meaning when you open, what comes first is this view that we are bring, and we are calling it views dot om, and this om, it is the function that we have just defined in the views file, and it is now ready to be displayed on the service, or on the web page. Now, before we go to the web page, I want to show you a database. What is it? Reload. Let me see. Let me check again. Yeah. Now, this is a thing that we wanted to be displayed, and this is actually what we were talking about all that time. But I said create room, edit, delete. We don't talk about this because these are crude and these are something different from this topic. Now we have this one, biology form 3, growth and development metamorphosis. So posted by admin on Feb 1320. This is when I actually I've just created this one recently. Now let's go to the let's go to the admin. Let's go to the admin and admin. And you can see now the room posts are this one, and this one that was be known through the modules, through the module. And you can see this one, form 3 biology. If you click on this one, this is in database. You can see all that thing that has been displayed the other side. Biology form 3, hosts, the main department, science department, title, biology form 3, topic, growth and development, subtopic, metamorphosis. And because that you can leave this image here because we divide it null, and you can also leave this one here because we divide it null. There is no problem if you leave them, the data will accept. So when we are talking about this is just a database. You can do so many things. Let us add our own now. When you look at it right now, you can see we have how many? We have biology from 3, and we have holiday assignment from 3 biology success. So we only have those two. I want us to add another one. If it was ID, we have the ID 1 and ID 2. So let's add ID 3. ID number 3. Let's get back to our database admin. And something you also need to understand, it is before you run migrate the data, Let me just remind you about something that you may have been forgot. We have this admin here. We have this admin. Let me make it a symbol. We have this subfolder here. This folder has got admin, and when you open admin, you can see the admin. We have done something here, and we have done what? From Django code import admin, that is default, that is as there. But we have now done something called importing the room post here, and we have said from dot. Now you know it is meaning the current folder or the current application. From the dot for models import room post. So models ziko hapa within the then we have to do what? To come to models here, right? And within the models, we have to import room post, right? That's what I wanted to remind you, because we said you have to register your 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 model within the admin, and therefore after you are import it like that, forget about this department and message. We come here and we say admin dot site register room post. This room post must be registered within this area like that, and then you can come and if you are done that, you can come here and run migration. Remember we did that topic just the other day, but how to use the pi, how to use the managed pi. So we can run, because I'm already run it, no need, but let me show you how we do it, so that this data first of all goes to the database. If you don't run migrations, then it will not be migrated to the database. So how do we make all that thing from our project so that it goes to the database? We just do that, like we just do this, Control C, exit everything, and say Python manage.py run server. No, sorry. I'm sorry for that. It's not run server. It is Python manage.py make migration. Make migrations. Sorry for that. Then change meta option. Room post. Room post meta. Let me check that meta, because I think I need not to change anything. Let me check that meta where it is. It is within the models, and it is within the room post, and the meta, it is you have meta room post. All right. This one is wandering. Yeah, I can say change it, and then I say change the meta. I say okay. So I say, after I've make migration, then I migrate it to the database by saying Python. I tell Python to do something. Manage. This is automation. But migrate. Sometimes you see people showing movie and then you see something like that and then it's just a command that is done, thinking they are hackers, which is not. Now we are saying Python manage.py migrate, not make migration. Now you migrating this a verb, you're doing it to database and then you click enter. Applying is okay. Now you see that alter room post options. Okay, something has been altered, and that one, it is room, it is meta, this meta here created, and the data, this one I am going to tell you just a moment what is there, what it is function there. Now let's go where we are, and I was want to make clear about everything. Now when you come to room post, you see. Now let's add something here. We have id1 and id2. This is like id. Can I show you how they are being displayed so that you can understand id very clearly? Let me show you. This is how it is. This is called the browser for SQLite or SQLite. This is just used in locally. It cannot be used in deployment of very, very large data. So when you look at here, you can look at here and say browse data, and you browse data, and we go to we go to mhm. Let's see this one. And what you can see here is two edu room post. We all have ID number 1 and ID number 2 for biology form 3 and all the assignment, and then the body is the food web and all that, and then we have only the assignment, and then we say attempt or question. Now let's add our ID here so that it become number 3 and it will be shown on the other side. Let's go to here. Let's go to the let's go back to the database. Go back to the database admin. Remember, admin, you must first time you must create super user, and after creating super user, you must give it a name, give it an email, and give it a password, and then you'll be able to get here. Now, this one we can now hand our third ID and see it in the data schema. Then host. Who is host? Let me say Angela is a host. And this goes to computing department, and title, it is Python. Let's learn Python. We are learning Python. Let's learn. Let let us let's learn web development and Django. Web development. And then topic is Django and web development. Django and web development. Django, it is actually starting with D, and development, there is that button. Then we have subtopic. Subtopic, today we are learning about accessing database, learning about displaying this displaying displaying data from database, displaying data from database to front end. That is typo database. Yeah. Then this one we can give it we can leave it like that because it's not a must to we can also choose the image, and it's not a must we choose the image. We can leave it like that also, and yeah, we can also leave like it. And let's say programming is sweet. I say body. We can say Django, 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 Django is a framework that a member want to, to develop a website without JavaScript. Without coding. You know there is JavaScript. No website that you can actually say no, not JavaScript totally without coding. But you can do it without you coding. So coding, that is typo JavaScript. Is there a typo? Yeah. What? No typo. But they are using. They want us use Camo. No. They want us use Pascal casing. Let me try for JavaScript, and they are not going to allow the Microsoft doesn't allow. Let me stick to the Pascal naming. Now, when I save this like this, you can see we have now let's learn web development. Let's learn web development. Now, when we go back now to the when you go back to our blog, and you can see only two are appearing, and we have added one in the dat in the database. Let's see whether it is going to show up. This one is by admin, this other one is by admin, and the date in which it has been posted. Let's see how that we have posted just now, whether it is going to come up. Yeah, and it has come, this one, and it has come very front, very fast, because it's latest to be posted, and it is from Angela. Let's learn web development, Django, and web development, displaying data from database to frontend. And Angela is here. It is actually been posted 15th of 2020. This is a bit early. Now, this is what we were doing today, and it has been taking long time, almost 1 hour, but it's worth having that information. And the last thing is about the thing that I was showing you about this updated meta changing order. So when you remove this minus like that, and you remove this minus like that, and you come here, refresh this website, what you're going to get it is that the order will be in ascending order. Now, right now, it is in descending from the newest to the oldest. Now, after this one, it will be the oldest to the newest. Let's see. You see, the oldest was the assignment, then followed by biology. Then we have just done this one right now. Now, because that one people want to see something which is new vast, that's why we are doing ordering from the A to Z, and that is done or is achieved through doing this, just adding meta class and putting that meta class ordering, and you order it in a list, Python list like this, and then you save the changes. But here in Python, not saving, it is saving itself automatically. We come here and we refresh our thing, and the website starts from the newest to the oldest. Thank you very much for that long video of today. I want to appreciate everyone who has contributed to this. Get learning, get information. It is very important. And programming is not earned. Programming needs patience. Programming needs practice. No guru in programming. We all started somewhere. We all, like me, I remember sometime I used to code using paper and a pen, and I keep going, never give up, because education is an investment. And when you invest in knowledge, it is when you get paid the best interest. Be able to solve problem through coding, through problem solving, and through use of machine. Python is the best for you. After this course, I think I will also teach you about the data analysis using pandas and NIME and others. So thank you very much. Get motivated. Ask me questions when you have any questions down there, and I will appreciate and I will be glad answering you those questions. Thank you. Have a good day. Have energized morning, evening, wherever the time in the globe you are experiencing. And I wish we meet next time, energized and motivated. Thank you. God bless you all.